places themed video. I believe so far we've done haunted places, we've done abandoned places. I feel like we might have done one more. Can't quite remember though, but today I'm looking forward to this one because I've literally only read the first couple in this article, so we're kind of going to be reacting to these fantastical places together, but in this evening's video we're going to be taking a little look at incredible places you didn't know existed. I guarantee some of you will probably very much know that these places existed, but that's by the by. They're meant to be incredible places, and I'll of course throw some images on screen while I'm speaking. Any video with loads of images takes a lot longer to edit, evidently, and source all the images, so a like right now for my, trouble and efforts would be greatly appreciated. But enough of the rambling, let's get into incredible places you didn't know existed. We begin in Red Sand Beach in Maui, Hawaii. So Red Sand Beach, or Kaialulu Beach in Maui, Hawaii, is a hidden cove only accessible by trekking along a dangerous, slippery trail that follows steep cliffs. Once there, this hidden gem is a colourful feast for the eyes. The beach with its red sand is surrounded by rusty red cliffs and black lava rocks. The ocean outside the cove is a pristine, deep blue. Moving on to Shangyi Dangxia Landform Geopark in China. The striped hills in Gansu are known as the Rainbow Mountains of China. The sandstone deposits contain iron and other minerals that lend the landscape their colours. The formerly horizontal strata became diagonally striped mountains when two tectonic plates collided 55 million years ago. Beer Can House in Houston, Texas. An estimated 50,000 deer extend over the exterior of this home in Houston. In 1968, starting with his lawn, retired upholsterer John Milkovich began covering every inch of his property with various items, including rocks, marbles, and pieces of metal such as beer cans. Moving on to India, the Malabar coast. Along India's southwestern shore are a series of sand dunes, lagoons, and inlet waterways known as the Malabar coast. This coastal plain is 15 to 60 miles wide and is laced with brackish water channels that are navigable by small boats. Market Theatre Gunwall in Seattle, Washington. It started in 1993 as a small stretch of wall that people began sticking their used gum to while waiting in line for a comedy show. The gun wall now stretches for over 50 feet on both sides of Post Alley and is now an unlikely top tourist attraction. Despite being cleaned once a year, the wall continues to draw tourists seeking to leave their wad and take a selfie. That's low-key kinda disgusting, I'll be honest. Moving on to something far more beautiful, the Perito Moreno Glacier in Argentina. Unlike most glaciers on Earth, Perito Moreno Glacier in Patagonia, Argentina is still growing. At 19 miles long and an average of 240 feet high, the glacier covers 121 square Once the largest maze in the world, this tropical plant garden covers over 3 acres and contains nearly 2.5 miles of pathways. The maze is made of 14,000 iconic Hawaiian plants, including pineapples, hibiscus and crotons, and the centre is in the shape of a pineapple. Glass Beach, Fort Bragg, California. What started as an unofficial town dump site in the early 1900s is now a beach covered in sea glass. Clean-up efforts began in the 60s, and in 2002, Glass Beach became part of McGarriga State Park in California. Visitors are welcome to enjoy the weathered glass and trinkets, but removing glass or other treasures from the beach is prohibited. Moving to Missouri now, to the Nuclear Waste Adventure Trail. Formerly the site of an explosives factory and then a uranium refinery, this man-made hill in Missouri is an entombed hazardous waste site. After 15 years of clean-up and hundreds of millions of dollars spent, the disposal cell is now considered a safe recreational area and is a popular spot for bird watchers and stargazers. Oh, this is beautiful, this next one. In Alberta, Canada, we have Lake Abraham. Frozen bubbles of methane fill this ice-covered lake in winter, creating a surreal landscape that draws photographers to this rocky mountain locale in Alberta, Canada. The bubbles are created when bacteria consume decaying organic matter and release methane as waste, which becomes trapped in the frozen lake. Next up, Paper House in Rockport, Massachusetts. Beginning in 1922, mechanical engineer Ellis Stenman began constructing his home out of traditional materials. When he got to the walls, he decided to try using newspaper. By the time he was done and moved out in 1930, the walls, furniture and doors were fashioned out of 100,000 newspapers. The Paper House is now a museum that is tourable by donation. We now head over to Namibia to visit the Skeleton Coast. Extending for about 300 miles along the western coast of Namibia is a treacherous but barren shoreline that has claimed over 1,000 ships. Aside from the abandoned hulls of boats, the wild coastline bears no other signs of civilization. Sand dunes tower up to 300 feet along the shore, and leopards, giraffes and elephants can be seen navigating the sand and waves. Coming over to Europe now, Tree Hotel, Harrods in Sweden. This Swedish hotel just outside the Arctic Circle, near the small northern village of Harrods, offers visitors a chance to stay in one of a variety of treehouse cottages, each designed by a different architect. The treehouses combine modernist and minimalist features and come in such eclectic designs as a bird nest, UFO and reflective mirror cube. Corn Palace in South Dakota. Although it has been rebuilt multiple times, the Corn Palace in Mitchell, South Dakota was first erected in 1892 as a way to draw settlers to the self-proclaimed corn capital of the world. The concrete building's exterior is decorated yearly with different murals made of corn ears and other grains and grasses. A bit more of an ominous one now. Door to Hell in Turkmenistan. The Darvatsa gas crater, known as the Door to Hell, or the Gates of Hell, is a 230-foot wide hole in a natural gas drilling field that has been burning since 1971. The crater was formed when a Soviet drilling rig punctured a natural gas chamber and the ground collapsed around it, swallowing the rig. Fearing that poisonous gases were being emitted, the workers lit the hole on fire, and it has not stopped burning since. That is so cool. So cool. Going back to China now, for the Reed Flute Cave in Guilin. Although it is named after the reeds growing outside the cave, reeds that can be fashioned into musical instruments, Reed Flute Cave's draw is one of sight, not of sound. The cavern of stone pillars, which was used by ancient humans and rediscovered during World War II, is now illuminated with multicoloured lights and open to visitors. The Golokumali tea estate in India. This 8,000-foot high tea estate, surrounded by rugged mountains and sweeping valleys, is the highest elevation tea plantation in the world. Visitors come not only for the majestic green views, but also to witness the traditional 7-step process that turns fresh leaves into award-winning teas. Ramla Bay in Gozo, Malta. The Mediterranean island of Gozo is the second largest island in the Maltese archipelago, don't know that word. While much of the shoreline consists of rocky cliffs or hills, the sandy cove of Ramla Bay is the largest sand beach on the north shore of the island. The turquoise waters fade to deep blue as the cove opens up to the sea. Blood Falls in Antarctica. Trapped beneath Taylor Glacier for 2 million years is an ancient lake that is rich in iron and is inhabited by rare microbes that have evolved independently from outside the environment. A small fissure in the glacier discovered in 1911 allows a small amount of the lake to ooze out, creating a blood-coloured waterfall that is 5 stories high. Giant Crystal Cave in Mexico. This cave in Chihuahua was discovered by a mining company in the year 2000. The selenite crystals inside, the largest of which are 36 feet long, were formed over possibly hundreds of thousands of years, until miners drained the cave and ventured inside. Visiting the cave is unfortunately nearly impossible, as the heat and 100% humidity pose a life-threatening danger to potential explorers. The Crooked Forest in Poland. This bizarre pine forest in Poland consists of 400 trees, all mysteriously bent at the base, forming curved trunks that eventually turn upright. One plausible theory as to their shape is that they were trapped under a heavy layer of snow early in their growth. Another is that local foresters attempted to curve the trees in order to use the bent wood to make furniture. A nice, difficult one to try and pronounce next. Renisfjara Beach in Iceland. Outside the village of Vik í Miðdal on the southern coast of Iceland is the Reynifjara Black Sand Beach. The beach is lined with massive volcanic formations called basalt columns that house thousands of nesting seabirds, including puffins. Visitors should be aware of riptide Barnaway Rice Terraces. Built over 2,000 years ago by the Ifugao people, the Barnaway Rice Terraces are a vast network of irrigated rice paddies, many of them still in use, that spans several villages. The terraces resemble giant stair steps carved into the mountains and are estimated to cover 4,000 square miles. Next, we move over to Ukraine for the Tunnel of Love in Kleven. This 2-mile section of railroad tunnel outside of Kleven, Ukraine is surrounded by foliage. According to local law, lovers of pure intentions will be granted a wish if they visit the tunnel. Trains run through the tunnel 3 times a day, but at other times, the tunnel is an enchanted place to take a stroll. Yeah, that looks amazing. Slatni Rat in Croatia. This translates as Golden Cape or Golden Horn, and is known as one of the most beautiful beaches in the Mediterranean. The golden sand beach juts out into turquoise waters that change to deep blue as they recede from the shore. Rakotsbrück Devil's Bridge in Gablenz in Germany. Commissioned in 1860, this half-circle bridge was built as an aesthetic monument to reflect in the water beneath and appear to form a full circle. It is decorated with stones intended to resemble basalt columns. Visitors are prohibited from walking on the bridge, and as of August 2019, it is reported to be under construction. We now move to the Free Spirit Spheres in Vancouver Island, Canada. Tree Hotel in Sweden is not the only treehouse hotel in the world. Free Spirit Spheres in the coastal rainforest on Vancouver Island, Canada, boasts 3 small circular pods suspended from the trees that can be rented out nightly. Richat structure in Mauritania. This 28-mile wide geologic structure in the Sahara Desert is visible from space and resembles a bullseye. It was once thought to be a crater, but geologists now believe it is the remains of a geological dome that has been eroded to expose the rock layers underneath them. Next up, Fly Geyser in Nevada. This colourful waterspout on Fly Ranch, Nevada began forming in 1964 when a geothermal power company drilled a test wall at the site and failed to properly cap it. Hot water containing calcium carbonate has been spewing from the hole ever since, leaving deposits that grow a few inches every year and are currently nearly 6 feet tall. Moving over to Bulgaria now for 7 Rila Lakes. The 7 glacial lakes in Bulgaria's Rila National Park are surrounded by mountains with jagged peaks. They sit at elevations between 6,800 and 8,200 feet and are connected to one another by small streams. In order to visit them, all hikers should plan on at least a 6-hour round trip. Oh, this one looks really cool. Sagano Bamboo Forest in Kyoto, Japan. About half an hour from the urban centre of Kyoto is the enchanted Sagano Bamboo Forest. The sound of the bamboo stalks creaking and leaves rustling has been governmentally declared one of the 100 soundscapes of Japan. Unfortunately, the area has become so often inundated with tourists and photographers visitors rarely experience the meditative peace that the forest used to offer. Moravia in the Czech Republic, first inhabited by the Celts, various Germanic tribes, and then the Slavs. Moravia was once the administrative centre of a medieval kingdom. It is now a tourist destination that boasts multiple historic cities, featuring intact medieval architecture, town squares, and castles. The Nazca Lines in Peru. The Nazca Lines are a series of huge geoglyphs created by the Nazca people approximately 2,000 years ago. Best visible from the air, the patterns depict over 70 animals and plants, as well as other various geometric shapes. Some cliffs are 1,200 feet long, and new lines continue to be discovered. And we're going to finish this video in Senegal, at Lake Retba, also known as Lac Rose. Lake Retba is a saline lake with a vivid pink hue, caused by bacteria that thrives in the saline waters. Other life forms are rare in the lake, but its salt is harvested by locals and used to preserve fish. The colour is most vivid from November to June, which is the area's dry season. And that, everybody, was places you didn't know existed. If you're not too tired or too relaxed, do let me know if you've actually been to any of these places on the list, and let me know if they're as interesting or as eye-catching as they looked in these pictures. I was going to say whether they're as beautiful as they looked in these pictures, but there was literally a wall of chewing gum and a beer can house, which probably don't fall into the beautiful category. But yeah, hopefully you found this video interesting and, more importantly, relaxing. If you are able to give this video a like, then